Most people over the age of 60 believe they're doing everything right. They eat more chicken. They buy expensive protein powders. They add extra eggs to breakfast. Some even force themselves to drink protein shakes every single day because they've been told that protein is the key to preventing muscle loss. Yet despite all of that effort, something frustrating keeps happening. Their arms look smaller. Their legs feel weaker. Getting up from a chair becomes harder. Climbing stairs takes more energy. And every year they seem to lose a little more strength. If that sounds familiar, I want you to pay very close attention to what I'm about to tell you. Because the problem may not be the amount of protein you're eating, the real problem may be that your body can no longer use that protein efficiently. You see, building muscle is not as simple as eating more protein. Protein is only the raw material. Your body still needs an entire internal system working correctly to turn those amino acids into actual muscle tissue. And after the age of 60, many parts of that system begin to break down. Blood flow becomes less efficient. Inflammation gradually increases. Mitochondria become damaged. Hormonal signals weaken. Protein digestion becomes slower. And muscle cells become less responsive to the very nutrients that once helped them grow. This is why two people can eat exactly the same amount of protein and experience completely different results. One maintains strength. The other continues losing muscle year after year. The difference isn't always the protein. The difference is whether the muscle-building machinery inside the body is still functioning properly. I'm Dr. James Carter, and today I'm going to show you 10 fruits that can help support some of the most important biological systems involved in maintaining muscle after 60. Now let me be clear. These fruits are not magic. They do not replace exercise. They do not replace protein. And they are not a cure for muscle loss. What they can do is help support the cellular processes that allow your body to make better use of the healthy habits you're already trying to follow. Some help improve circulation, some help reduce chronic inflammation, some support protein digestion, others help maintain healthy mitochondria, the tiny energy factories inside your muscle cells. And by the time we reach the number one fruit on this list, you'll understand why muscle health is about much more than simply eating more protein. We're starting at number 10 and working our way up. Each fruit plays a different role, and each one addresses a different obstacle that commonly stands between older adults and healthy muscle function. Let's begin. Number 10. Watermelon. Most people think of watermelon as little more than sweet summer fruit. Refreshing, delicious, and mostly water. But what many people don't realize is that watermelon contains a naturally occurring compound called citrulline. And citrulline may be one of the most interesting nutrients for aging muscles. Here's why. As we grow older, blood vessels tend to become less flexible. The inner lining of those vessels doesn't function as efficiently as it once did. As a result, circulation gradually declines. That matters because every muscle cell depends on blood flow. Blood delivers oxygen, blood delivers nutrients, blood delivers amino acids from the protein you eat. When circulation slows down, nutrient delivery becomes less efficient. Even if you're eating enough protein, those nutrients may not reach muscle tissue as effectively as they once did. Citrulline helps support the body's production of nitric oxide. Nitric oxide helps blood vessels relax and wider blood vessels can support healthier circulation throughout the body. For older adults who are trying to stay active, that can be particularly important. Better circulation means muscles may receive oxygen and nutrients more efficiently during daily movement and exercise. But that's only part of the story. Physical activity naturally creates metabolic waste products. One of them is ammonia. As ammonia accumulates, fatigue increases and recovery becomes more difficult. Citrulline plays a role in helping the body process and remove ammonia through natural metabolic pathways. In simple terms, watermelon may help support both circulation and recovery. Watermelon also contains lycopene, the same antioxidant that gives tomatoes their red color. Lycopene helps protect cells from oxidative stress, one of the major contributors to aging throughout the body. And because muscle cells contain large numbers of mitochondria, protecting those cells from oxidative damage becomes increasingly important as we age. So while watermelon may seem simple, it supports several systems that healthy muscles rely upon every day. Number 9. Tart cherries. Now let's move to a fruit that has become increasingly popular among athletes, professional trainers, and researchers studying recovery. Tart cherries. One of the biggest challenges facing adults over 60 isn't necessarily a lack of exercise. It's chronic low-grade inflammation. Unlike the inflammation that occurs after an injury, Chronic inflammation can remain active for years without obvious symptoms. You may not feel it, you may not see it, but over time, it can influence how muscles function. When inflammatory signals remain elevated for long periods, the body becomes less efficient at repairing tissue. Recovery slows, fatigue increases, and maintaining muscle becomes more difficult. Tart cherries contain powerful plant compounds called anthocyanins. These are the pigments responsible for their deep red color. Anthocyanins are known for their antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Research has shown that tart cherries may help support recovery after physical activity and may help reduce markers associated with exercise-induced muscle stress. This is one reason many endurance athletes and strength athletes use tart cherry products during intense training periods, but older adults may benefit for a different reason. Reducing unnecessary inflammation creates a healthier internal environment for maintaining muscle tissue over time. Think of inflammation like background noise. When that noise becomes too loud, important cellular signals become harder to hear. By helping reduce that noise, tart cherries may support the body's natural ability to repair and maintain muscle. There's another interesting benefit as well. Tart cherries naturally contain small amounts of melatonin. Melatonin is involved in regulating sleep cycles, and sleep is one of the most overlooked aspects of healthy aging. During deep sleep, the body performs many of its most important recovery processes. Poor sleep is associated with reduced recovery, lower energy levels, and difficulty maintaining strength. So tart cherries provide a unique combination of recovery support, antioxidant protection, and sleep-related benefits. Not bad for a fruit most people rarely think about. Number 8. Kiwi. If I asked most people what limits muscle growth after 60, they'd probably mention protein. Very few would mention digestion, but digestion may be one of the most important pieces of the puzzle. Because before amino acids can reach your muscles, your digestive system has to break food down properly. And unfortunately, digestion often becomes less efficient with age. Stomach acid production may decline. Digestive enzyme activity may decrease, and nutrient absorption can become less effective. The result? You might be eating enough protein without fully benefiting from it. This is where kiwi becomes particularly interesting. Kiwi contains a natural enzyme called actinidin. Actinidin helps break down proteins into smaller components that are easier for the body to process. Think of it as extra digestive support working alongside your body's own enzymes. For older adults who are increasing their protein intake, this may help improve how efficiently protein-rich meals are handled. But kiwi offers much more than digestive support. It is also one of the richest natural sources of vitamin C, and vitamin C plays a crucial role in collagen production. Many people associate collagen with skin, but collagen is equally important for tendons, ligaments, connective tissue, and the structural framework that supports healthy movement. Strong muscles are important, but muscles do not function alone. They rely on healthy tendons and connective tissues to generate force and maintain mobility. As a result, supporting collagen production becomes increasingly valuable with age. Kiwi delivers both digestive support and connective tissue support in a single food, and that combination makes it an excellent addition to a muscle-focused nutrition strategy. But improving digestion, circulation, and inflammation is only the beginning, because the next two fruits address something even more fundamental. They help support the electrical and metabolic systems that allow muscles to contract, perform, and recover in the first place. And that's where we're heading next. Number 7. Bananas. When people think about bananas, they usually think about potassium. And while that's true, very few people understand just how important potassium becomes as we get older. Every movement your body makes depends on communication. Not communication between people, communication between nerves and muscles. Every time you stand up, climb stairs, carry groceries, or take a walk, electrical signals travel from your nervous system into your muscle fibers. Those signals trigger a complex exchange of minerals inside muscle cells. And one of the most important minerals involved in that process is potassium. Without adequate potassium, muscle contractions become less efficient. Strength output can decline, fatigue may appear sooner, and recovery may take longer. This becomes increasingly important after the age of 60 because muscle performance is no longer determined solely by muscle size. Muscle quality matters too. You can have muscle tissue on your body and still struggle with weakness if the muscle cannot contract efficiently. Bananas provide one of the most accessible natural sources of potassium. But there is another reason bananas deserve a place on this list. They contain natural carbohydrates that help replenish energy stores after physical activity. Many older adults become afraid of carbohydrates because they hear constant warnings about blood sugar. But context matters. Your body uses carbohydrates differently after activity than it does while sitting on the couch all day. When combined with a protein-rich meal, the natural carbohydrates in a banana help create an environment that supports nutrient delivery into muscle cells. Think of it this way. Protein provides the building materials, but those materials still need transportation and support systems to reach their destination. That's where strategic carbohydrates can play an important role. Bananas also contain vitamin B6, a nutrient involved in amino acid metabolism. In simple terms, vitamin B6 helps your body process and utilize the protein you eat more efficiently. For older adults trying to preserve strength, this combination of potassium, energy support, and amino acid metabolism makes bananas far more valuable than most people realize. One simple banana alongside a balanced meal may help support several different systems involved in healthy muscle function. But maintaining muscle isn't only about what happens outside the cell. The next fruit works at a much deeper level. It helps support what happens inside the muscle cell itself. And that's where things get really interesting. Number 6. Avocados. Many people are surprised to see avocado on a muscle building list. After all, avocados aren't known for being high in protein. But that's exactly why they deserve attention, because muscle health is not just about protein. It's about creating the right internal environment for muscle cells to function properly. One of the biggest challenges many adults face as they age is declining metabolic flexibility. In other words, the body's ability to efficiently use nutrients begins to change. Cells become less responsive. Energy production becomes less efficient. Recovery slows down. And muscle maintenance becomes harder. Avocados contain healthy monounsaturated fats that support overall metabolic health. These fats help maintain cell membrane integrity. Why does that matter? Because every nutrient entering a muscle cell must pass through that cell membrane. A healthy membrane helps cells communicate more effectively with the outside world. It helps nutrients move where they need to go, and it supports the cellular signaling required for normal muscle function. Avocados are also one of the richest fruit sources of potassium. In fact, they contain even more potassium than many people realize. As we discussed earlier, potassium plays a critical role in muscle contraction, nerve function, and maintaining healthy fluid balance. But avocados bring additional advantages. They contain glutathione-supporting compounds. Glutathione is often referred to as one of the body's most important antioxidants. Its job is to help protect cells from oxidative stress. Over time, oxidative stress can damage proteins, cell membranes, and even mitochondria. For aging muscle tissue, that protection becomes increasingly valuable. Think of oxidative stress as rust slowly accumulating inside a machine. The more rust builds up, the less efficiently the machine performs. Antioxidant systems help slow that process down. Avocados also provide magnesium, another mineral involved in hundreds of biological reactions throughout the body. Many of those reactions are related to energy production and muscle function. Yet magnesium intake is often inadequate in older adults. The combination of healthy fats, potassium, magnesium, and antioxidant support makes avocado one of the most metabolically supportive fruits available. It's not trying to directly build muscle. It's helping create an environment where healthy muscle can be maintained more effectively. And that distinction is incredibly important, because the next fruit on our list takes us one step deeper. We're about to talk about something that scientists now consider one of the most important factors in healthy aging: the tiny energy factories inside your muscle cells, your mitochondria. And when those begin to decline, muscle health often declines with them. Number 5. Pomegranate. Imagine for a moment that every muscle cell in your body contains thousands of tiny power plants. These structures generate the energy needed for movement, repair, recovery, and everyday function. Those power plants are called mitochondria, and after the age of 60, many of them no longer operate as efficiently as they once did. Some become damaged, some produce less energy, others begin generating excessive oxidative stress. Over time, the accumulation of dysfunctional mitochondria can affect how muscle tissue performs. Energy levels decline, recovery becomes slower, and muscles may become less responsive to physical activity. This is one reason researchers have become so interested in pomegranates. Pomegranates contain unique compounds called elagitannins. Once consumed, these compounds can be converted by certain gut bacteria into a substance known as urolithin A. Urolithin A has attracted significant scientific attention because of its relationship with mitochondrial health. One of its most interesting roles involves a process called mitophagy. Think of mitophagy as cellular housekeeping. Your body identifies old, damaged mitochondria and removes them so healthier replacements can take their place. Without this cleanup process, dysfunctional mitochondria can accumulate over time. It's similar to continuing to use broken batteries instead of replacing them. The system still functions, just not very well. Researchers studying healthy aging have explored how supporting mitochondrial renewal may help preserve physical performance later in life. And that's one reason pomegranates continue to receive so much attention. But that's not all. Pomegranates also provide powerful antioxidant compounds that help protect cells from oxidative damage. They support healthy circulation. They support vascular function. And they contribute to an internal environment that may be more favorable for maintaining muscle quality over time. This is why pomegranate isn't simply another fruit. It's one of the most interesting fruits in the entire field of healthy aging. And the next fruit on our list provides a completely different benefit. Instead of focusing primarily on cellular energy, it focuses on both muscle protection and nutrient utilization. Number 4. Papaya. Papaya doesn't receive nearly as much attention as it deserves. Most people see it as a tropical fruit with a pleasant taste and little else. But beneath its bright orange color is an impressive combination of compounds that may support healthy aging. One of the most interesting features of papaya is its natural enzyme called papain. Papain helps break down proteins into smaller fragments. Similar to the enzyme found in kiwi, papain may support more efficient digestion of protein-rich meals. And as we've already discussed, digestion becomes increasingly important with age, because even the highest quality protein cannot help your muscles if it isn't properly broken down and absorbed. Papaya also contains carotenoids, natural plant compounds responsible for its vibrant color. Among them is beta-cryptoxanthin, a compound that researchers have studied for its potential relationship with muscle health and healthy aging. Scientists continue exploring how carotenoids may help support the body's defenses against oxidative stress and chronic inflammation. Both of these factors are closely associated with age-related declines in physical function. Papaya also supplies vitamin C, folate, and a variety of antioxidant compounds that support overall cellular health. What makes papaya unique is that it contributes on multiple levels simultaneously. It supports digestion, it supports nutrient absorption, it supports antioxidant defense, and it helps provide important nutrients involved in tissue maintenance. In many ways, papaya acts like a support player that quietly strengthens several important systems at once. And sometimes those support players end up being far more important than the stars. Because as valuable as papaya is, it still doesn't make the top 3. The next fruits are in a completely different category. They influence recovery, hormonal signaling, immune function, and even the communication pathways that help muscles stay strong as we age. And what comes next may surprise you. Number 3. Goji berries. Now we've reached the top 3, and this is where the conversation begins to shift from basic nutrition into something much more interesting. Because the next fruit isn't simply about vitamins, minerals, or digestion. It's about helping the body create the internal conditions that support recovery and resilience as we age. Goji berries have been used in traditional wellness practices for centuries, but only in recent years have researchers begun exploring some of the compounds that make them unique. Among the most studied are naturally occurring polysaccharides. These complex plant compounds appear to interact with several systems involved in healthy aging. One of those systems is the immune system. Now, when many people hear the word immune system, they think about fighting infections. But the immune system is involved in much more than that. It also helps regulate inflammation. It helps coordinate tissue repair. And it plays an important role in maintaining overall cellular health. As we age, the immune system can become less balanced. Some parts become less effective. Other parts become overly active. This imbalance may contribute to the low-grade inflammation that is commonly associated with aging. Researchers have explored how compounds found in goji berries may help support a healthier inflammatory response. And that matters because chronic inflammation can affect muscle quality, recovery, and physical performance over time. But there is another reason goji berries stand out. They contain naturally occurring betaine. Betaine participates in several metabolic processes related to cellular energy production. It is also involved in methylation, one of the body's most important biochemical processes. You don't need to remember the scientific terminology. Here's what matters. Healthy methylation supports the body's ability to maintain numerous functions involved in repair, recovery, and energy metabolism. For older adults trying to remain active, those systems become increasingly important. Goji berries also provide small amounts of amino acids, antioxidants, and carotenoids that contribute to their nutritional profile. What makes them special is not necessarily one single nutrient, it's the combination. Think of goji berries as a fruit that helps support the body's overall recovery environment. And recovery becomes more valuable every year we age. Because muscle isn't built while you're exercising, muscle is rebuilt afterward. And anything that supports healthy recovery deserves attention. But even with all of those benefits, goji berries still aren't number 2. Because the next fruit affects something that many experts now consider one of the defining factors of healthy aging: the connection between your nervous system and your muscles. Number 2. Blueberries. If there is one fruit that has earned a reputation among researchers studying healthy aging, it's blueberries. For years, blueberries have been praised for their antioxidant content. And while that's certainly true, the real story goes much deeper. Healthy movement depends on more than strong muscles. It depends on communication. Your brain sends signals. Your nerves carry those signals. And your muscles respond. That entire process must work efficiently if you want to maintain strength, coordination, balance, and mobility. Unfortunately, aging affects every step of that chain. Muscle tissue changes, nerve function changes. Communication between nerves and muscles can become less efficient. This is one reason why some people feel weaker, even when they haven't lost a dramatic amount of muscle mass. The issue isn't always the amount of muscle. Sometimes it's how effectively that muscle is being activated. Blueberries contain compounds called anthocyanins. These are the pigments responsible for their deep blue color. Researchers have explored how anthocyanins may support blood vessel function, cellular health, and healthy aging processes throughout the body. But blueberries contain another compound that has attracted significant scientific interest, a compound known as pterostilbene. Pterostilbene belongs to a family of plant compounds associated with cellular resilience and healthy aging. Scientists have investigated its relationship with mitochondrial function, energy production, and cellular maintenance. Remember the mitochondria we discussed earlier? The tiny energy factories inside every muscle cell. Healthy mitochondria help provide the energy needed for movement, recovery, and daily activity. When mitochondrial function declines, energy production becomes less efficient. People often describe this as feeling older, feeling slower, feeling less capable than they once were. Researchers continue exploring how compounds found in blueberries may help support healthy mitochondrial function as part of the aging process. But perhaps the most fascinating aspect of blueberries is their potential relationship with brain and nervous system health. After all, every movement begins in the nervous system. A strong muscle is only useful if it receives a strong signal. This is why many experts view healthy aging as a combination of muscle health, brain health, nerve health, and metabolic health all working together. Blueberries contribute to several of those areas simultaneously, which is exactly why they earned the number 2 position on this list. And yet, despite everything blueberries have to offer, there is still one fruit that stands above them. A fruit that most people have sitting in their kitchen right now. A fruit so common that many people overlook it completely. Yet its combination of compounds may influence multiple pathways associated with healthy muscle aging at the same time. And that's why it takes the number 1 spot. Number 1. Oranges. This surprises almost everyone. After hearing about exotic berries, rare plant compounds, and advanced cellular mechanisms, most people expect the number 1 fruit to be something unusual, something expensive, something difficult to find. Instead, it's an orange, a fruit that has been sitting in grocery stores, kitchens, and lunchboxes for generations. And perhaps that's exactly why it gets underestimated. Because familiarity often makes us overlook value. The orange doesn't rely on one miracle compound. It doesn't promise overnight results. Instead, it delivers something much more powerful. A combination of nutrients that support multiple systems, involved in healthy muscle aging. Let's start with one of the most important compounds found in citrus fruits, hesperidin. Hesperidin is a naturally occurring plant compound that has attracted attention for its relationship with circulation, vascular function, and cellular health. Healthy circulation matters because muscles depend on a constant supply of oxygen and nutrients. Without efficient blood flow, even the best nutrition plan becomes less effective. Every amino acid, every vitamin, every mineral must travel through the bloodstream before it reaches the cells that need it. Researchers have investigated how hesperidin may help support healthy blood vessel function and circulation throughout the body. But that's only one piece of the puzzle. Oranges are also one of the most practical sources of vitamin C available, and vitamin C becomes increasingly important as we age. Most people associate vitamin C with the immune system. What many don't realize is that vitamin C is also essential for collagen production. Collagen helps support tendons, ligaments, connective tissues, and the structural framework surrounding muscles. Think about it this way. Muscles don't operate in isolation. They are connected to a network of tissues that allow movement to happen. When those tissues remain healthy, movement tends to remain stronger and more efficient. This is one reason active older adults often pay attention not only to muscle strength, but also to joint function, mobility, and recovery. Vitamin C contributes to all of those areas. Oranges also provide potassium, folate, and a wide range of flavonoids. Together, these nutrients help create a nutritional profile that supports healthy aging from multiple directions. But what truly places oranges at the top of this list is their practicality. You can find them almost anywhere. They're affordable, they're easy to eat, they require no preparation. And unlike many health trends that come and go, oranges have remained a consistent part of healthy dietary patterns for generations. That matters more than most people realize. Because the best nutritional strategy is not the one that sounds impressive. It's the one you can actually follow consistently. A fruit that you enjoy eating every day will almost always outperform a superfood that sits forgotten in your refrigerator. Consistency creates results, not perfection, and oranges make consistency easy. There's another reason they deserve the #1 position. They don't simply support one aspect of muscle health, they support many. Circulation, collagen production, antioxidant protection, cellular health, nutrient density, accessibility. When you put all of those pieces together, oranges become one of the most practical and sustainable choices for supporting healthy muscle aging. But here's what's truly fascinating. None of these fruits are designed to work alone. In fact, their greatest strength appears when they work together. Watermelon supports circulation. Tart cherries support recovery. Kiwi supports digestion. Bananas support muscle function. Avocados support metabolic health. Pomegranates support mitochondrial renewal. Papaya supports nutrient utilization. Goji berries support recovery systems. Blueberries support cellular and neurological health. And oranges help connect multiple pathways at once. Each fruit contributes something different. Each fruit fills a different gap. And when combined within a balanced lifestyle, they create a nutritional foundation that is far more powerful than any single fruit could ever be on its own. And that's exactly what we'll explore next. Now, let's put everything together. Because the real power of these fruits isn't found in any single fruit. It's found in how they complement one another. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to improve their health after 60 is searching for a magic food, a miracle supplement, one secret ingredient that solves everything. But that's not how the body works. Your muscles don't rely on one system. They rely on many systems working together at the same time. Healthy circulation, healthy digestion, healthy recovery, healthy mitochondria, healthy nerves, healthy connective tissue. When any one of those systems begins to struggle, muscle function can suffer, and that's exactly why these 10 fruits are so valuable. Each one supports a different part of the equation. Let's look at it as a complete muscle support system. The first stage is reducing unnecessary inflammation. As we age, the body often develops a low level of chronic inflammation. Not enough to make us feel sick, but enough to slowly affect recovery and physical performance. This is where tart cherries, blueberries, papaya, and goji berries play important roles. They provide plant compounds that help support the body's natural defenses against oxidative stress and inflammation. Think of them as helping create a calmer internal environment. an environment where repair and recovery can occur more efficiently. The second stage is improving nutrient utilization. After all, eating healthy food is only helpful if your body can properly process it. Kiwi and papaya support digestion through their natural enzymes. These enzymes help break down proteins into smaller components that can be absorbed and utilized more effectively. For many adults over 60, this may be one of the most overlooked aspects of maintaining strength. It's not just what you eat, it's what your body can actually use. The third stage is supporting circulation. This is where watermelon and oranges become especially valuable. Healthy circulation helps deliver oxygen and nutrients throughout the body. It helps transport amino acids to muscle tissue. It helps support recovery after physical activity. And it helps maintain the countless cellular processes that depend on healthy blood flow every day. The fourth stage is supporting cellular energy production. This is where pomegranates, blueberries, and avocados truly shine. Remember those tiny energy factories we discussed earlier? Your mitochondria. Every movement you make depends on them. Every step, every lift, every walk around the block. Healthy mitochondria help support healthy energy production. And maintaining mitochondrial health becomes increasingly important with age. The fifth stage is supporting movement itself. Bananas provide potassium for normal muscle and nerve function. Oranges provide nutrients that support connective tissue health. Blueberries contribute compounds associated with healthy nervous system function. Together, they help support the systems that allow muscles to actually perform their job. Because maintaining muscle isn't just about size, it's about function. A healthy muscle is a useful muscle. A useful muscle helps you stay independent. It helps you stay active. It helps you continue doing the things you enjoy. And ultimately, that's what most people want. Not bigger muscles. Better quality of life. The ability to move confidently. The ability to remain active. The ability to enjoy everyday activities without feeling limited by weakness or fatigue. Now, you might be wondering whether you need to eat all 10 fruits every single day. The answer is no. In fact, that isn't necessary at all. What matters most is consistency over time. Think of these fruits as tools. Different tools serving different purposes. You don't need every tool every day. You simply want access to all of them throughout the week. Here's an example. On Monday, you might have blueberries with breakfast and an orange later in the day. On Tuesday, you might enjoy watermelon and avocado. On Wednesday, kiwi and a banana. On Thursday, pomegranate and papaya. On Friday, blueberries and oranges again. On Saturday, tart cherries and avocado. On Sunday, a mix of whatever fruits you enjoy most from the list. The specific schedule isn't important. The consistency is. Small habits repeated week after week often create bigger changes than dramatic efforts that last only a few days. And that's especially true after the age of 60. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is sustainability. Find the fruits you enjoy. Keep them available. Rotate them regularly. Combine them with adequate protein, regular movement, quality sleep, and healthy lifestyle habits. Because no fruit can replace exercise. No fruit can replace strength training. And no fruit can replace a balanced diet, but they can help support the biological systems that allow those healthy habits to work more effectively. And that's an important distinction. At the beginning of this video, I told you that muscle loss after 60 isn't always about protein. Now you understand why. Protein may provide the building materials, but your body still needs circulation. It still needs digestion. It still needs recovery. It still needs energy production. It still needs healthy cellular communication. And all of those processes influence how effectively your muscles respond over time. That's why maintaining strength after 60 is rarely about one nutrient. It's about supporting the entire system. The good news is that many of these fruits are affordable. Most are easy to find. And all of them can be incorporated into a healthy eating pattern without making life complicated. So if you've noticed declining strength, slower recovery, reduced energy, or simply want to support healthy aging, consider adding more variety to your fruit choices this week. Not because any single fruit is magical, but because together they may help support many of the systems that healthy muscles depend on every day. I'm Dr. James Carter. Thank you for spending this time with me. If you found this information helpful, let me know in the comments which fruit from today's list surprised you the most. And if you know someone who is trying to stay strong, active, and independent after 60, share this video with them. Take care of yourself, stay active, stay consistent, and I'll see you in the next video.